Moon Knight Episode 5 is now out on Disney Plus for you guys to go and check out. I have just watched it. I'm going to tell you guys my thoughts on this new episode, but I want to know your thoughts as well, so let me know in the comments below, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and without further ado, let's jump into this review of Episode 5 of Moon Knight. Okay, so episode 5 of Moon Knight done and dusted. I have been loving Moon Knight so far. It's just something unique, it's something different. We're showcasing the Egyptian god side of the MCU. We're going down this awesome route. So I am just absolutely gobsmacked at how much I'm enjoying this. Episode 5 is no different, and I tell you what, episode 5 would be my favorite episode so far. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode so much. So there is no action heavy sequences in this episode. This episode is all about the character and breaking down the character of Marc. It is breaking him completely down so we get a full idea of who Marc is, what he has gone through, and who Steven is and his connection with Marc. That's what this episode is all about. It's all about them two, their relationship, and how things started. And I enjoyed it so much. I thought Oscar Isaac is absolutely fantastic in this role. God, that guy is so good. He can act so well. He just portrays these two different personalities so incredibly well and just brings it all together. The whole asylum, I thought, my theory was it was going to be like their mind and they were trapped in their mind, but apparently it's the afterlife. That's what this whole episode is about. We're all stuck in this asylum and it's supposed to be the afterlife, and they are actually dead in real life, and now they're being judged whether they're going to be through the gates or whatnot, what's going to happen. So this whole asylum is them reliving their memories, trying to tip the scales to be exactly even in order to get safe passage through to, I guess, the equivalent to the Garden of Eden, to like paradise, where you're going to live happily ever after. If not, the scales don't balance, then you're in trouble, you're damned, and you're going to be stuck and frozen and there forever, which was pretty insane. But that's what this is all about, and throughout, the scales don't start to balance at all. And my first instinct was, I thought there was, oh, okay, obviously there's a third personality that they need to get and need to set free, and they need to discover that and get that heart to balance it out. That wasn't the case. That was not the case at all. It was about breaking Marc down, completely down, to the point of we see everything to why Marc is how he is now, which was incredible. We got to see him as a child and what the big climactic thing happened in his life that changed him forever, and that was the death of his brother, and how that happened and how his mother blamed him for that. That was just, it's incredible, just mind-blowingly emotional breakdown of a character here, having his mum blame him. And just not for a year, but constantly throughout his whole entire life, as we're going through the memories and we're seeing him, Steven's starting to see Marc of what happened and putting two things together, like, that's my mother. Why are you remembering her like that? She wasn't like that. Like, why are you remembering this? This is not how it happened. I don't remember this. But we're seeing Marc break down constantly throughout this episode of his mother blaming him, his dad's trying to keep the family together, Marc then leaving, and then his mother actually is dead, and Steven's like, well, wait, she's not dead. What do you want about? But she is. And then we see there's this big moment where Marc runs up to the room, right? He runs up to the room, and Steven's trying to get there. Marc stops him from doing it, and this is where they have this big battle, and they're like, we need to see what's in that room. They go into the room. They finally go in because Marc's left with no choice. That's the only way to do it, is to go into that room and figure out what happened. And when they do, this is where we see Marc create Steven for the very, very first time. It's based on a character that we saw in the last episode when the first bit of the Asylum happens is based on this adventure character, Indiana Jones-like character, Stephen Grant. And this is where he creates him. And this is where Steven sees for the first time and realizes he's not the original. Mark is the original. Mark is the body. He's the person. Steven is the branch that branches off. And when Mark's explained to Steven, like, Steven is the person that lived the happy life. Whenever Mark was feeling like nothing could ever go well, he would turn to Steven and Steven would take over and he'd live the happy life. So it was quite incredible how they did that, and the whole ending of this, of trying to tip the scales to balance so that they could get through after they see all these damn souls coming down before their time, and they know that Ahmed's been released and that Harrow's up to no good and they need to get back there, they need to get Khonshu and to go back. We all see that, and now they have this big battle where they didn't get it in time. They're starting to be thrown overboard into the sands where they're going to be done forever. They're damned basically to hell. That's realistically what it is. But in fitting form, Steven actually sacrifices himself for Mark, and we see Steven there, and it's just so fitting because that's just Steven's character. And after watching this episode, that's exactly what his character would do. And it's just so incredible what they were able to achieve in this episode. It felt very unlike the MCU at all. I did not feel like I was watching an MCU product. I felt like I was watching this dramatic psychological thriller. That's what this episode felt like. And it's so incredible that they're doing stuff like this that is so different from what we are used to in the MCU, giving us these different genres throughout. And it was just absolutely incredible. We obviously got to see him meet Khonshu for the first time and how that all unveiled and everything. That was great as well. The music's on point. The visual effects are great. We got one episode left, man. And I'm just, wow. Are we going to see Steven again? I don't know. But I am so excited for the final episode. I do still have that issue, like I did with all the other shows, that I don't think there's enough space and time to fill out the story, flush it completely out. But hey, we'll see. So far, they've all been hour episodes. So I'm grateful for that. I think if you couldn't do it any less. But we got one more episode. I'm super excited. So let me know in the comments below. What did you guys think of this episode? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Smash it down below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe. Peace out.